What is the biggest mistake you managed to avoid in your youth? Drugs? Unresolved unwanted pregnancy. Robbing a pharmacy at gunpoint. I started smoking weed at 13 and was shooting up oxys every day by 16 and was dealing a bit at that point. I got robbed by the late 30s, early 40s stepfather of someone I knew, so I bought a gun to never allow that to happen again. Sometime around 18, 19 when I was running out and didn't have money to get more, I went into the pharmacy with every intention of robbing it, gun in hand, even handed her the note. But right after handing it over I bailed out. I deep into juvie and knew I hated every second of it, and though I really needed the drugs I knew enough that the likelihood of this going well was pretty low, and I just wasn't willing to throw my life away just yet. Plus adult jail is a whole other thing. Probably my smartest decision during my addiction. I am now finally clean after another 13 years of hell and will have my 1 year on the 27th:3. Never smoked, never did drugs, never got severely drunk. Marrying the first girlfriend, but I truly fucked up when I married the second. Nicotine addiction. Like others said, drugs and prison. For me, it was staying curious. As a kid I loved my Nat Geo Discovery History channels. I sometimes watched Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and others similar, but never more than an ep or two a week. I feel it gave me a craving to learn and be interested in school, even if it meant getting bullied for not watching the shows everyone else did. I still love these topics even though my job is in the creative field. I love learning and just knowing about the world we live. Academia rules. Getting addicted to oxy like so many others in my generation did. Didn't go to jail, that came later. TBF, didn't have a debilitating addiction. Cigarettes, yes. Had good grades and sufficient social life. So managed to miss those issues. I'd say from the things I did face, peer pressure. I managed to process and see above around it, never pressured anyone either. Can't say I managed to avoid being a bully though, I had deeply moments. What about you? Consumer debt. Definitely cigarettes. Seemed everyone around me was smoking all the way from school to uni to even the early workplace scenario. In pubs, pool halls, etc. etc. I'm glad I was oblivious to it. College. I think it's common to try and rush schooling without passion and end up paying a huge debt by sustaining a mediocre life. Vaping. When I was in school it wasn't as big as it is now, but a lot of people still did it. I'm one of the few who doesn't do it now. Joining Amway. Nope, made 'em all. Not living it. I've seen way too many straight up people trying to emulate what they could have had in younger years. Things can go sideways way too fast when you're an older, more responsible stage of life. Don't be fake and do things for the sake of doing it though. If you want it and it probably won't kill you, go for it. Getting STD. Teen pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy for sure, but then again I turned out lesbian, so I guess it wasn't that hard. Lol. But all of my 4 siblings either got pregnant early or impregnated someone early, so they all never graduated and have decent jobs, so they all just expected our old parents to pay for them and their children. So I'm happy at least I didn't add to my parents' burden since I managed to pay for my own expenses after college. Debt. Getting crazy girls pregnant, getting addicted to nicotine, getting points on my license, bad credit card habits. Staying in a cult. Drugs weren't super big in my school. Just weed. Avoided all of those. But my biggest one was getting student loan just for the sake of going to college like so many others in my generation did. Drugs and teen pregnancy. Drugs and teenage pregnancy.